Good morning, ladies. Bit late this morning, but never mind. I forgot how long it takes to prep roses. Right, as you can see, we're going to be doing roses today. And I've done a couple of cards. My initial roses, I used, it's all my spare ones. I used the Classic Rose by Heartfelt Creations, and this gives you 3 different sizes. I used the big size on a big rose. I don't like putting big ones like that on cards. I always put them on boxes and save them for that. I have the whole set of this Classic Rose, and I've got the mould as well. So that's the one using the mould, and that's the one that I'm going to show you today without the mould. And but if you don't have something like that, what you need is a round petaled flower. So if you've got something like this, I think this was a Chinese one, remember, and it was all in a oneer, but I've split it up. If you've got something like this one, you've got 3 different sizes. You've got 1, 2, 3 that you can use for roses. The other ones would be, you could use that for a rose as well, although it cuts out. The rest could be used for daisies. Now, this is the type of thing I would use for, I would use it on white or cream card and colour it with inks, like I've done on these ones. Because it's got so many different petals and flowers and leaves, I would colour them with ink. But this one that I'm using today, I've used in a plain card. So that's yellow, and it's not a thick card. It's a thin card. It's just so that you can they can be a bit pliable. So this is one of the cards that I've done, and I've used again from a die from the Works, just a cheap die. I think that was about £3. And I cut it out three times in the backing card, once in gold, and it's got a cut out in the centre. So the gold cut out I've put flat onto the card, and as you can see, I've got 4 layers altogether to bring it up. And then I cut out leaves, these ones, the what are they, pink frog crafts, remember we got them, and I cut out loads of them and I've coloured them. I wanted this one sort of a vintage style, so I've used Victorian Velvet ink and bundled sage, and then I've used a slightly darker one just on the ends of some of them, not them all, and I've made some buds and put it on. I've still got a sentiment to put on that one. So that's a 6x6 square card. This one, I don't like it at all. I think it's too fussy, but that's just me. And that was this one, again, from the Works. Cut it out 3 times and layered it. And I've cut out 3 different sizes of circles and layered them and put on some corners. And a full flower, a bigger bud, and then buds on and I used the petal from the Heartfelt Creations. I used the leaves from that under the big flower, and then I cut them individually and just poked them under the buds from the smaller ones. Okay, so let's get cracking. Now, for a full flower, so the likes of this one, you need 2 big ones, 2 medium size, and 2 small. And what I've done is I've gotten my bone folder and I've broken down the fibres in the card and curled it under. And I get my mat and a ball tool and went round it in the centre. Now, you need pointed tweezers, and if you get your tweezers and curl it under at one side, come to the other side and curl it under, and you do that all the way round. I've been at this since 4 o'clock this morning, believe it or not. Right, so that's one. Again, same thing. Get your ball tool and go round and curl them under. They're footery, but they're very effective once you've got them done. And then get some glue, put some glue in the centre and offset it. Okay. And you're going to do exactly the same with one of the medium-sized ones. So that's the 2 big ones, and one of the medium-sized ones you'll put on like this. There. And again, offset it. You can't get your fingers in, just get your ball tool in and just make sure it's okay. Now, for the centrepiece, so I'm starting now with one of my smallest size. And I'm going to get a ball tool and I'm going to go in to every petal and right into the centre of the petal and go round in a circular motion and then in the centre. So you're making a cup, and you'll do that. Now this is on the reverse side. You'll do that with the 3 of these. So that's the 2 smallest ones and 1 medium-sized one. So you make 3 cups. I've got one already made. Okay. Now, if you get your tweezers, pull it out and get your tweezers and put it in right in the centre and push up. This makes it easier for when you're putting them together. Okay. Now I'm going to put glue in the centre and about halfway up each petal, and then on the last one I'm taking it right to the end. And this one, I'm going to get my tweezers and I'm going to fold that in and then fold that in and then squash it together. This is when I get glue all over my fingers and everywhere else. Okay, and then the one directly opposite, and I'm going to hug it. I'm going to pull that one back and that one back, because I'm going to put that one in and hug it. That one in, hug it. That one in, and that one in. And then get them in between your finger and your thumb and just turn it round. And that makes your centre one. Now, if you just want a single bud, that's how you do them. You just leave it to dry. And then I'll show you how I did the green bits in a minute. But if you just want a single bud, you stop there and you leave that to dry. Okay. Now my next one. So this is another small petal. And again, just push it up. And you're going to put glue halfway up the mall. And just check if there's a gap. See, there's a gap there. I'm going to make sure that there's a petal goes over that gap. So it's the opposites. So pull those two back and push those two up. Then push that one in and that one in. And again, just twist it round. And that gives you a thicker bud. So you could stop there if you want. But I'm going to keep going. This is my third one. And this is a medium-sized flower. This is to make the big, whatchamacallit, flower. Okay. Again, glue in the centre and halfway up each petal. Check and see there's a gap. Yeah, not too much gap, but... And then put a petal. And you want opposites. So that one and that one. That one and that one. And you just let that dry. And then you would glue that in the centre and leave it to dry before you did anything. So I've got one that's dried. It's not too bad. Could have been doing well a wee while longer. And I'm going to get my tweezers again. And I'm going to just each petal and I'm just going to twist the ends out. Just get your tweezers in. And this is why you only glue them halfway up, so that you've got, and then that's your rose. And as I say, I find that's too big for a card, so I keep them and put them on boxes and things like that. But this one here, my centre petal that I did, so that's the 2 small ones and 1 medium one, and I cut out the small and the medium in the green. This is actually a small one, but I'll show you how I did it. And if you get your small scissors and start right in the centre of the petal and just cut a point. And if you do that all the way around, and then you get your ball tool, go right up each petal and you cup it. And that, here's a bigger one here, that will glue in the centre halfway up, and that will go in there like that. And you leave that to dry. And I've got some made already. And then all you do is go round it and curl that out. You want to get it right at the end. And there you go. And if you want, you can bend out some of these petals. And there you go. Very, very effective. But as I say, they do take time to do. And There. And my third one. I always like 3 for my centre. My actual buds I like to keep an even number, but I forgot to. You can see how it's taken me so long to prep them all. I made the pink ones last night, and I made the red ones this morning, and then I've prepped these yellow ones. So that's, as I say, that's how it's taken me so long. Because it doesn't take just 5 minutes to do them. But as I say, they're very effective. Right, I've got one more bud to do. So again, glue in the centre, halfway up. And the last one, take it right up. And then you fold that one in. And then fold it in again. Squash it together. Take the glue off your fingers. And you want to hug that one. Then take the opposites away. So it's going to be that one next. Hug. And hug. Bring that one in for a hug. And that one in for a hug. And then just roll them round your fingers. You'll actually feel it when it stops moving about. And then on the green one, put it right in the centre. And wrap it round. And just set that to the side to dry. As I say, these ones are done. Two done, I think. And if you want, you can slightly open your bud. Make sure you don't put glue all the way up or it sticks and you can't get it. There we go. So I've got 3 of the bigger ones and 4 buds. And I've got a load of leaves cut out in the same colour as I've done the the thing round the bud, the green round the bud. I've also cut out some fern, like leaves as well. And I've cut them out in a darker green, just to give it a wee bit of okay, and that's my what do I call them? My buds. Right. So I've prepped my card. So I've just A4 folded in half. I did a gold matte inlaying, and that's the same colour as the base card. And I went round it with a line. And you'll remember this die. This is the one that we got for our birthday die, our 10-year birthday die. And I've put one up in that corner and one up in that corner. And I'm going to put, now play about with it before you stick them down to see what you like and what you don't like. So I'm going to put these on like that. And then I'm going to have my three buds in the centre. And I've went round the edge of each of the leaves with a darker green. And I'm going to fold them in half. And they're going to, I actually prefer the smaller ones to the bigger ones. There we go. I definitely prefer the smaller ones. That's better. And I'm going to get some of the these ones. I've already coloured these in the dark green. Quite like these. Let's take that. Now, I would give them a wee bit of shaping because that one's got a wee bit of shaping. Any more? No. So just get another ball tool. and give it, I'm not pressing hard, just enough to give it a wee bit of shape. And then you just fit them in, and then what I'll do is I'll put a couple of buds on the end. Okay. As I say, I do all this before I stick it down because I like to see what I'm doing. Okie doke. So I basically know what I'm doing now, so I will I want to bring this further out. So I'm just going right down the centre of the leaf, so the spine sort of thing. So that it's still got a wee bit of movement. Okay. Will not take that long to dry. Another leaf there. Right. And it's just a case of putting about with it till you get it the way you like it. Didn't give that one a bit of life. There we go. I get glue everywhere, all the time. And there we go. And I put a couple of buds on. This is when you need your tweezers. And just leave that to dry. Now, if you want, you could put a bit of ribbon on that. I'll put a sentiment on it. I think I quite like that. I might do a couple of more little ones, put another one on at the end. I think it's still needing just something. Okay. In fact, I might even pearl drops here. Okay. Yeah, that looks nice. Just finishes it off. Knocking these all over the shop. There we go. I think it was just needing just something. There. So, have fun making roses this week. I can hear you all groaning and groaning, saying, oh no. But once you get stuck into them, it is actually quite therapeutic sitting making them. And there we go. And especially if you're inking them up, you just go into a wee world of your own. Okay, so that's a couple of ideas for you this week. As I say, I like that one. I was going to put that on, but I decided against it. I like that one, but I don't like that one. I don't know what it is, whether it's too busy or what. I just don't like it anyway. Okie doke. So, happy crafting.